What's happening, guys? It's Ladarius Grimion, and I'm back here with another video. And I want to talk to you guys about knowledge and how knowledge is power, and how power is money, and how you can use this to help you become more successful in life. How you can use knowledge to do this. So that's what I want to talk about today. And that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get right into it. Knowledge is power, and power is money. You know, the more you know, the more value you carry, right? It's like you look at that all over the world. You know, people are paid for the problems they solve, for the knowledge they carry, or the ability they have to do something or to solve a problem. I mean, you look at work today, isn't that why people get paid? People get paid, you know, not just to work, but to work and solve a problem, you know. And the more problems you can solve, the more you will be paid as a result. So the only way you're going to solve problems is if you first gain the knowledge to do so. Alright? And so many people are just after money, and nobody's looking at how money is made in the first place. And that's through value. Okay? The only way you're going to learn, the only way you're going to, you know, be able to get more money out of people is you have to give value. You have to give something that they want. If you don't have anything valuable, nobody's going to buy it, right? So everything starts with knowledge first. I mean, isn't that why we go to school? So we can learn a skill, and so we can possibly find a career or a job, you know, that can pay us well and live a good life, right? Which, don't get me wrong, I don't think what they teach us in school is really gonna help us, is really helping us in our lives as people. I mean, let's be honest. Some of the stuff they're teaching, some of the stuff we learn, we don't even use. I mean, what? Math, English, that's about it. But I don't want to get into that. I have my own set of opinions on that. But it all starts with knowledge. And you have people who are there to help you learn. You have teachers who are there to guide you along the way. And these people are people who have, you know, woke the road you're walking, who have already walked it, all right? They've already walked the road you're currently walking on, and they're there as a guide to help you avoid failure, basically. That's why we have teachers, so they can point us in the direction of success. And so, you know, we learn, all right? This is how we learn. Everything starts with knowledge. But what happens is that people stop learning, or people think they know enough, so they don't have to learn anymore. But the reality of the matter is that, you know, we don't know anything. You know, you don't know enough to say you don't need to keep learning, or you don't need to keep growing as a person because you know enough. Well, if you knew enough, then why would you have all these problems in your life? Alright, if you knew enough, why haven't you been able to fix your financial situation, or fix your relationships, or fix yourself for that matter? You have to keep growing. Nobody can say they've arrived. Nobody can say that they know it all. And if you want to solve more problems, you have to keep learning. Because the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. And if you look at successful people, you notice that they're constantly learning. All right, they've never arrived. They never stop growing. They keep learning. They keep learning new things, because learning is personal growth, and personal growth equals personal value. And the more value you can provide to someone, the more people are willing to pay you for that value. All right, people don't just buy anything. People buy value. And that's how money is. Money is an exchange of value. But in order to become more valuable, you have to first have knowledge. Knowledge on what people want. You have to do something that you don't know. And most people are afraid to do things they don't know. They're afraid to learn because they're afraid of failure. Well, I'm here to tell you, failure is part of life. In fact, to learn anything, you had to fail first. No one just picks up a new skill. No one does anything without failure. Failure is part of life. And the reason why people don't have the results they want in their life, the reason why people are not where they want to be, most of them, is because they refuse to learn. They refuse to fail because they're afraid of their reputation, what people may think. You know what? Well, hey, you need to realize that, yeah, you may fail, but at least you're learning, because failure becomes wisdom. Failure becomes wisdom. It's like riding a bike. You didn't get good riding a bike the first time. You failed. You failed more than once. But over time, you learned, okay? You gained the wisdom necessary to be able to ride a bike, and now it sticks with you forever, for years and years to come. It's the same with anything. If you want to learn how to become successful, if you want to learn how to start a business, you're going to have to start, and you're going to fail at first. But over time, you will learn what works and what doesn't work. And you have to be able to deal with the fact that starting off, you might not be able to win as quick as you want. You know, there's no instant gratification here. There's no instant results. You know, people start playing an instrument. Like I know I played the piano. I didn't just get good at the piano. I picked it up. I practiced. I learned from people who were ahead of me. I learned from others, and I got better at it. I didn't start off playing good though. Same thing, you know, riding a bike. You know, my father, probably you guys' fathers as well, taught you how to ride a bike, and you got better at it. Well, it's the same thing with anything in life. And what I notice is that people avoid failure, and they act like it's a crime, or they act like it's something that just shouldn't happen. But failure is how we grow. Failure is part of life. In fact, failure becomes wisdom. And most people are not willing to do that. Most people don't want to fail, they just want to win. Most people stop learning. Most people stop growing. So, if you want to be more successful, you need to question everything. There's so much information out there. There's so much we don't know. There's billions of people on this planet who know something we don't. You know, it would be arrogant of us to think that we know more than the billions of people out here. There's information. These people carry information. These people carry solutions. And you have to be a humble student. You have to have the humility to understand that you don't know it all. If you had, you would be further along than where you were. So you want to focus on learning, gaining knowledge, because knowledge is power, all right, value. And when you have power, then when you have value, that eventually turns into money. I mean, people are willing to pay you for what they don't know. For example, school. I mean, look at school. What is school? It's knowledge. People are paying for knowledge, essentially. Or that's what they're supposed to be paying for. they're really paying for a degree. But knowledge is power, okay? And anybody who got good at anything, whether that's the martial arts, whether that's business, they didn't start off winning. They didn't start off good at it. They picked something up and they stuck to it. They got good at it. And they learned from mentors, people who had already walked the path they were on. They learned from them and they were guided along the way, and they avoided previous mistakes. You know, mentors, finding people to learn from is valuable. And yet, you know, people want to be an island to themselves, and they don't want to learn from anyone. But it is through learning from others that we're able to accomplish anything. It is through learning from others that we're able to get ahead, and we're able to learn from their mistakes, from their failures, and we're able to quicken the process. All right, we're able to get along further than trying to get along on our own, because failure becomes wisdom. And if you could find people who have failed before and learn from them to speed up the process, to speed up your process so you don't have to make the same mistakes, then you found something pretty cool. So remember that knowledge is power, and power becomes money. So you have to be open to failure. You have to understand that you're not just going to get good at anything instantly. You have to first be willing to fail. And you will fail. But that's okay, because eventually you're going to have enough wisdom to succeed. Failure becomes wisdom. And the best way to succeed fast is to learn from people who are ahead of you. So you have to keep learning from others. This is why I don't care who I come in contact with. I try to learn from anyone. I don't care who they are. Because I will not allow myself to arrogantly think that I know it all. Because there's billions of people on this planet, and they all carry a piece of the puzzle. And when all those pieces come together, you get a picture. Makes sense? So you want to keep learning, because we don't know anything. You don't know anything. So keep learning, because the moment you stop learning, you stop going. And remember, everything starts with knowledge. Everything starts with knowledge. So yeah, if you guys are serious about this, you guys want to start a business, or you know, you want to get involved in entrepreneurship, but you're not sure where to start, well, down below I'm going to have a link to a company, Education. Legendary Marketer is the name of the company. They have training teaching you on how you can start an online business. Everything you need to know is there. They even have products. And I'm not just saying this, but people are with this company and they're doing some incredible things, you know. But it all starts with the ability, with the will to learn. Okay, you must be willing to learn. And if you're willing to learn, there will be a link below where you can check this out and get started. I'm not promising you any results. I'm not saying this is a get-rich-quick scheme or anything like that. It's going to take work. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take dedication. But if you put in the work and you put those failures behind you, eventually you're going to be able to get results. And you're going to be learning from people who have, you know, the guy, you know, David Sorp, he's done over, I think, $200 million in sales. So, yeah, everything you need to know is there. All right, these guys have been in business for a long time. But that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. Remember that knowledge is power, and power, value is money. You know, all money is an exchange of value. So you need to provide value. And that's all I have to say. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.